So if you want to find new hobbies to do, you got to be open to new things. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. So think of things that you used to enjoy doing when you were a kid, like when Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now before we get started, let's take a second and smash that subscribe button real quick for me. And make sure to turn on the notifications while you're at it too, and smash the thumbs up. Thank you so much. It's a free way that you can really help me out as I'm trying to grow this little channel I got going. I don't ever plan on having 1 million subs, but 10,000 would be pretty cool. So, if you wouldn't mind, just hit that subscribe button. Now let's move on. So, today's topic is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be something I don't talk about a lot, but I have talked about before, and everybody needs to talk about it more because nobody talks about it enough. And that is addiction and how I traded my addiction to drugs and alcohol for an addiction to the gym and being a good dad. So hopefully, by watching this video, you will learn some tips on how you can trade your addiction, whether it's to social media, cigarettes, whatever it is. You can be addicted to soda pops, several things that people are addicted to every day and don't even realize it, but they are being detrimental to their lives. So hopefully you can trade your deconstructive addiction for a productive hobby or passion, something that you enjoy doing that takes your mind away from whatever it is that's making you want to do drugs in the first place. Step one for me, so for those of you guys that have not heard my story before, I used to be just a walking stick, 6'3", just a rail, and I was on opiates and alcohol and basically whatever the hell else to fill the void for years upon years. And then when I found out I was going to be a dad, I knew it was time to make a change. I made the change. I'm a lot healthier, happier. We have things now, assets with our names on them. It's remarkable the work that has been done already, and there is still work that has to be done that I intend to get everything done. So, so step one for me was really you got to dry out. Whether that means you sit in jail for 30 days, that's what I had to do, or it means you're going to an inpatient rehab or a detox at the hospital. Whatever you need to do, you got to get the drugs out of your system to clear your mind. And within 30 days of being clean, your mind is already repairing itself from those toxins that were destroying your brain cells. So it actually does repair. A lot of your brain can be repaired. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because we can prove them wrong. Actually, several studies have shown that you can repair your brain from being on drugs. I mean, it'll never be 100% again. I'm not saying you can make it perfect again, but you can definitely clear your mind up and be a lot more intelligent when your mind is not clouded by drugs, cigarettes, beer, whatever the hell you want it. Whatever it is that's causing you a problem and brought you to this video, we're gonna help you get around it. So for cigarettes or social media, detox is, so for cigarettes, I've never even kicked nicotine myself. I still use a vape sometimes, so I can't really say like how to do it. Some people say cold turkey's the way to go. Some people say nicotine patch. For me, I switched to a good vape, and I felt better switching from the vape to the vape from the cigarettes, like running and other cardiovascular, even just regular lifting. I could tell that my body was healthier from using the vape. My doctor hates it, but hey, it's better than smoking cigarettes. So, as far as social media, if that is your addiction, you're gonna need to just put your damn phone down. If you have to, have your wife or whoever take your phone away. You can delete Facebook or whatever your primary social media app that you are using is, but you'll know it's becoming detrimental when you're choosing the social media, whatever your addiction is, over your family, over your job, things that need to be done. So I'm not saying you have to kick them completely when it's all said and done. As for drugs and alcohol, I would say it's probably a good idea, at least for the first year. And for drugs, absolutely just any drugs not prescribed to you by your doctor, even some that are going to be detrimental to your life in the long run. And I would be willing to put money on that. So we were talking about drying out detox. If you cannot afford to go to a detox, you should be able to, you should qualify for some sort of state health care, and odds are there's going to be a rehab somewhere around you. If you get to looking and ask around, there should be a rehab somewhere that will take that state insurance so that you can go get the help that you need and clear your mind. So the second thing I had to do was to relocate. Now, this isn't easy for everyone, but I'd already moved across the country and I'd made all my little drug buddy connections on the other side of the country. So once it was time to clean up and grow the hell up, I just moved back home like a little fucking kid again and built myself back up. But now I live on my own and our family's happy. But if you don't have family or friends somewhere, just anywhere that you can get away, because you don't want to be around those same connections where it's so easy for you to go and get your drug of choice, your high, whatever you want to call it. You want to get away from that. You don't even want it to be an option. So there's other alternatives. If you don't have family or friends that you can count on, look for a job somewhere that'll put you up. There's all kinds of like construction jobs and stuff that people will take, entry level. You don't have to have skills. I promise you, if you want to work, if you want to get away, you can find a job somewhere that will allow you to do that. You might need a little startup cash, cut grass, dude, pick up cans, sell, I mean, just whatever you got to do. But get that money up, make a change in your life so that you can be happy. If you've lost friends, families, you want to get your friends back, you want to get your family back, you have to do this. You have to make this change. And if I can do it, I guarantee you that you can also do it. Step 3 for me, and should be, now I didn't use a 12-step program. I'm not religious, so it doesn't fit in to my process, but you don't have to be religious to get off drugs and alcohol, no matter what people want to tell you. That's not the truth. But step 3 is finding new passions or reviving old passions you used to have. So for me, the gym. Obviously, I've got a fitness channel now. The gym is what I would say my passion is. I work on myself. I do cardio. I'm not just a bodybuilder or strongman or anything. I just genuinely work out to feel better about myself and to feel healthier overall. Now, you won't find many pictures of me before I started lifting that are not just simply a face shot, because I didn't want people to see how skinny I was. All my profile pictures on Facebook, mostly just like face shots, because I was embarrassed of my long skinny neck. It's still pretty long and skinny, but my traps kind of pick up a little bit. Even in the summertime, in the hottest of hell of summer, I would always wear jeans, and I would always wear a collared shirt, usually long sleeved, to try to conceal how skinny I was, because it was embarrassing to me. So when I learned that I was going to be a father, I knew the gym would help me to steer clear of my old habits and to stay focused on what was to come, because I was preparing to be a father. Now, I'm not saying that I was perfect. When I was still drinking beer and stuff, but as I progressed, my physique and my fitness aspirations, that's what it is. So as I progressed my fitness aspirations, I noticed that the alcohol, the beer, was getting in the way of my progress. So over time, I was able to wean myself down to now every 1 or 2 months, maybe I will have 1 glass of wine with my fiance, but I don't drink anymore. I don't care about drinking anymore. And it feels great to be able to say that, to not want to drink, to not want to do drugs. It feels really good, guys. And I promise you, like I said, if I can do it, you can do it as well. Don't lose faith. It doesn't happen on the first try. I went to rehab before, it didn't work. But when I had a kid, I knew I did not fit that portrait of a father that I wanted to be. And I knew I had to make the changes. And once again, I'm going to say, if I'm able to do it, you are able to do it, because I was doing all of them. Opiates, meth, I went to jail so many times. I guess if I sat down and thought about it, I could probably count, but it's up there. It's too many damn times, that's for sure. So my second new passion was obviously becoming a father. I aspire to be still the best father I can be, and it's you're never going to be perfect. No one is ever perfect, but you can work on yourself. You can improve yourself. It is possible. Even if you've been in a rut for 15 years, I promise you it's possible for you to get out of that rut if you make the necessary changes. Right now, future you will look back and thank past you. I promise you that. Step 3 is to find new hobbies. Now you've got your passions. Those are things that's your main goal. Those are the main things you want to focus on, your primary aspirations, correct? So for me, it's fitness and becoming a better father. That everything that comes with that is obviously going to be the finances, a bigger house, a nicer yard, and everything like that. So finding new hobbies is kind of your little side things that you like. At times when you would not have anything to do. Oh, now it's time to drink a beer, get up. Beep. Sorry, trying not to cuss in this one. I want to see how the algo treats a video that doesn't have any cussing. So we'll beep that out. But you want to find things to fill your time so that you do not get bored and want to go abuse drugs or cigarettes or whatever it is that you're trying to get away from. So maybe a lot of people, when they get really deep into addiction, whether it's alcohol or drugs or even social media, their former hobbies fall away. So for me, I'll put a card up. I've got another channel. It's a much smaller channel. I don't give it near as much attention, but I have a shop. I've invested quite a bit of money in myself into tools and stuff so that I buy old broken down vehicles and I fix them up and I sell them. So that's what I enjoy doing. I actually was able to turn that into my primary career. So I also do work delivering furniture and mowing yards, but that's primarily my source of income. I'm able to do pretty well with that nowadays because when all the coof stuff started, I ended up losing my job, so I had to find something to fill that void. So I luckily saved up some money and invested into myself. I bought some tools and I bought my first project vehicle, and from there I've been very lucky and able to progress and build up. And I work for myself. I mean, my boss, he's a total jerk, but other than that, can't complain too much. Making your own schedule, and you have to have discipline, but if you can discipline yourself and make yourself actually work, self-employment is always better than being employed, unless you're like a doctor or something like that has to have an employer. Fishing, I know I did back when I was a kid. We went hunting and fishing all the time, primarily fishing, because as we got older, we were drinking beer and stuff. So if you want to find new hobbies to do, you got to be open to new things, and I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. So think of things that you used to enjoy doing when you were a kid. Like when you were a kid, you went fishing and hunting. Like I said, there's all kinds of things. Maybe you like painting or drawing or playing guitar, playing the drums. Find you a new hobby that takes the place of doing drugs or alcohol or whatever your addiction is. Here we are, step 4. I'm gonna butcher this guy's name, but if you're familiar with addiction, odds are you've heard of him before. Gabor Mate, I believe is his name. Probably butchered it, sorry Gabor. This guy has a video, and we're gonna link a clip of it in the video. I love his definition of addiction.
Definition of addiction is any behavior that gives you temporary relief, temporary pleasure, but in the long term causes harm, has some negative consequences, and you can't give it up despite those negative consequences. And from that perspective, you can understand that there's many addictions. Yes, there's the addiction to drugs, but there's also the addiction to consumerism, there's the addiction to sex, to the internet, to shopping, to food.
So, I'm going to link that video below in the description box if you guys want to go. And he has like hour-long sermons on this stuff. Very informative, very helpful to people who need to hear it. So I highly suggest you go check out Gabor Mate. I will link his channel and that video. This video that I put the snippet of is only like 18 minutes, but there is a longer video for those that want to be more informed. And they will both link, the channel as well as the shorter video will be linked in the description box. So do not be afraid to ask for professional help, guys. This is your life you're talking about. We're talking about the rest of your life. If you're addicted to pain pills like I was, I mean, pain pills were king, but anything to fill the void actually was what I would consume. But whatever it is that is being detrimental, it's only going to get worse. It never gets better. I promise you that. It just progresses and progresses, and you lose more and more people that you care about, and you lose more of your things. You end up being homeless. It never gets better. I promise you that. You are going to have to make the changes. You are going to have to take control, and do not be afraid to ask for help. If you need to go to a rehab, reach out to people and ask. Say, I'm ready to make the change. Own that. I'm an addict. I need to make a change. I need to get better. I want to get my family back. I want to be a good father. I want to be a good mother. Whatever you have to do, make the damn change, and right now. Right now. Get it done, guys. I mean, this shit is serious. We are talking about the rest of your life. Do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison or in jail or dead? Or would you rather spend the rest of your life enjoying and being happy with your family? Imagine all the money you will save by getting rid of your addiction. You're gonna, I guarantee you I was spending well into 5 figures every year on my addiction. I can't speak for you guys. I know there's people out there spending over 6 figures on it, but I wasn't rich like that. But whatever you need to do, what Gabor focuses on is there's an underlying issue that usually causes people to fall into addiction. You're running from something. There's some form of trauma before, or pain. There's some kind of pain you're trying to get away from, and you want to identify what that is. So whether you need counseling, me personally, I have every 2 weeks we do a group counseling session with other addicts and a counselor, and it is very helpful to be able to talk and just, and it is helpful for the other addicts to be able to hear how other addicts are applying new techniques to stay away from drugs and alcohol or whatever it is. So if you need to seek a psychiatrist, whatever it takes. If you don't have insurance, like I've stated before, seek out. If you can't afford insurance, there should be some form of state insurance. Anybody that needs it, I remember I didn't think I would qualify for it back then, and I did. They gave it to me. So if you can get state insurance, find a psychiatrist, counselor, inpatient rehab, outpatient rehab. You're better off in a Suboxone clinic. Like if you're addicted to opiates, you're better off going to a Suboxone clinic and doing Suboxone, where you're monitored by a doctor, than you are doing drugs that you buy out on the street, where you can find fakes, poisons. Like most of the drugs in here in the US are coming out of China. So I wouldn't trust most of the drugs that were coming. I mean, there's a lot coming out of it. A lot coming out of Mexico too. It really depends on which drug you're talking about, but most of the heroin and methamphetamine, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments by all means, but I'm pretty sure most of that is being smuggled in from China. So if you want to find some kind of mental health care, ideally a psychiatrist, a counselor, talk to your doctor, ask for a referral. Even just talking to a family member or a friend, someone that you can trust and that will shoot it straight and tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. You want to get this burden off of your chest so that the load isn't all on you, and somebody else can help you lift that load up and help you get it taken care of, so it's not weighing you down for the rest of your life. And I promise you, future you will thank you. So whatever you have to do, you want to identify what you're running away from, and you want to eliminate it, identify it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and overcome it. Alright guys, so I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope it was beneficial to you, and if it was and you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button. Next week's video, I'm going to show you guys some exercises and stretches that my chiropractor taught me to help heal and repair my shoulder impingement. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you don't miss it. What is your addiction? And what have you done to help curb your addiction and get rid of it, or win battles against it? Let me know in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.